Hey you guys, this is Shella D. Bridgman, and welcome to the Shella D. Bridgman Show. That just makes me laugh every time I say that. Hey you guys, welcome. I don't know how long we're going to be tonight. I just wanted to make sure I got this done. This is, I got off work this morning, so I got a little rest, and something came to me and just said, make sure you do this. Make sure you stop and take the time and connect with the people. You know what? Look, I'm going to tell you. I told you, it's the process of actually getting the videos done. Last night I was at work and I was doing something with my laptop. And I looked at it and the screen was, oh my goodness. The screen was like it was on the way of being detached from the bottom, from the keyboard part of the laptop. Stop. And I wasn't really upset. Where I keep my laptop is in the car behind my seat. So you know I'm constantly moving the seat up and back, right? And so that's what happened. I can remember when I heard that I had hit something, but there's so much stuff in the car, it could have been anything. So I remember when I did it, but the thing that I felt good about is, you know he's acting up. Stop it. The thing that I felt good about is because it's only me, I knew that it was only something that I had done. I know that nobody had gotten into my stuff and damaged anything, so I felt okay. But that's also one reason why I'm not going to try and even deal with making a video on the laptop tonight. I'm not even going to try to, fool with that. I think it's okay because it still was able to charge. So I think it's okay, but something's telling me just do it on the phone. No music, you get no music, but you still get my heart. So here I am, and look, I was setting up my little card, and I said, how's she looking at you? She's pretty clear tonight. She's pretty straight on forward tonight. So, and something else I thought about, because this is about, the intention for this is to encourage and inspire. I don't know who you are, I don't know where you are, and I don't know what you're trying to do. I looked at, I'm all hooked on the numbers, right? That one video, so many people looked at it. Look, in my book, it's so many people. And so I'm looking at, okay, who's looking at this one, right? And so I don't, I'm new to the YouTube, and I'm, trying to figure out what's what. And I looked, and it said that 16% of my viewers were in the U.S. And I guess it was yesterday I was saying about Zimbabwe. So I don't know who you are and where you are. I don't know, I don't know. But that made me feel good in that I am talking to the world. I am talking to the world, but that made me just realizing that, you could be anywhere. I told you that when I make the videos, I don't edit them. I just do it. I don't even listen to them. I just record it and then upload it. And then when I get a chance later, when I'm sitting and I'm not rushing and I can focus, I listen to it. So I listened to one of the videos, a couple videos back, and I kept saying that I was tired. Trust me, I was really tired, but I kept saying it, and I didn't like the way that sounded, so I tried to work on that. But let me tell you, when I say I'm tired, no, I really mean it. This morning when I got off work, I fell asleep at a light, and people, like, I closed my eyes, and people were blowing their horns behind me. one morning when I got off work, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm kind of going against the traffic, so I'm not caught up in traffic when I'm leaving work. It's a pretty easy drive. But one morning when I got off work, I had an accident. I was on the freeway driving, and I ran into a semi truck. You know, the big trucks, and it had a trailer on the back of it. So it was a big, what do they call it, 18-wheeler. I ran into his lane, and when I did that, that's when I woke up. I knew immediately what it was, and I, pulled the car over to the left. It was on my right side. Pulled the car over to the left, and disconnected from him, right? And so everything was luck. Everything was God, because I went ahead and pulled over, and he pulled over too. I got out, and he looked at his truck, and I looked at my car, and there was damage, and not as much as you would have thought, right? And so it was just amazing, because even though it was the commute time in the morning, there was enough traffic for me to pull over without hesitation, to walk to him, for him to walk to me, and have a brief conversation without any, on the freeway, there's like cars going by, and you're dodging the traffic, you don't want to get hit, but none of that was happening. And he came, and he looked at his truck, and he talked to me. He said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah." And I had the dog in the back, and it was exactly right. It was in the passenger rear. The damage was over the passenger rear tire, exactly where he was in the back. And there was damage to my car, but not as much as you would think, like a little bit. It's like just above the tire, right? And because my car is gray, it's a dark gray, it's just not really noticeable. So I just told the man, I told him honestly, I said, I went to sleep. I was tired. And so he said, "There's no damage done to my truck. I mean, it's a big old, semi truck thing, and there was no damage done to his truck." And so maybe a couple months later, I got tires for my car, and I went to this guy, and I asked him if he could make sure that everything was okay, nothing was bent or anything. And so he looked at it, and he said, "Yeah, everything's fine." He said, "Actually," he said, "you were in the perfect car. If it had been bigger or smaller, you would have really been in trouble." And because I didn't connect with that tire, I didn't connect with their tire. If I had connected with their tire, they could have taken me for a ride. That vehicle would have controlled my vehicle, and I would have not had any control over my vehicle. You know what I mean? Like, with it being that size. And we're going full speed, like more than 60. So, yeah, so, and the car, the damage was done above the tire, not the tire itself. So I didn't hit the tire, I hit around the tire. So that's what the tire guy was telling me, that if I had been in a different car, I may not have been so lucky. So I just thought about that, and I wanted to share that with you, because I keep saying I'm tired, and there's a whole story going on that you know nothing about. Maybe one day I'll tell you, but now is not the time. But I want to say that when I keep saying I'm tired, I'm really tired. Not the average tired, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And so, that's why I'm just sitting here making this video instead of going and driving, and everything. It's like, okay, let me just sit here and do this and just share my heart. I'm so proud of this little picture, because it's here, and it's full on. It's not all bent and looking crazy and stuff. So, But yeah, so here I am. We're still on the journey. This is 10. And I don't know where you are. I don't know what you're doing, but I hope you're making it through this personal challenge as well in a good way. I feel good. I was so tired this morning. I wanted to go ahead and start with working on my moving. And I was like, no, if I was tired enough to go to sleep at a stoplight, I said I need to just go ahead and get some rest. So that's what I did today. Focused on getting some rest, and then at the crack of dawn tomorrow, because both facilities open up at 6 o'clock, and that way I can do it in the, what do they say, in the cloak of the darkness, that everybody doesn't see what I'm doing. And I have a dog and stuff, so and kind of beat the morning hustle and bustle and get something done. So I feel good. I made it through my week, and I'm still here with you. And that video got uploaded last night. You know what? Excuse me. Pride and vanity and all that stuff. Okay. But I like that video that I did last night. I listened to it and I liked it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I'm saying. I don't do any editing, but I go back and I listen to it, and I listen to the ums. Is like, okay, there's too many ums. I realize that everybody has their speech patterns. I realize that everybody has their thing. Like Obama has his, slow to speak. So I realize that we all have that, but some of it you need to know when you need to make your adjustments. So that's what I work on too. So anyhow, that's a little more about the full disclosure on, when I say I'm tired, I'm really tired, but I do not want to make that what the presentation is about. Excuse me, about how tired I am. So there's that. I made it through my work week. And then too, because I don't know who you are and where you are, it's not about, I don't know what your life is like, but I'm just showing you that to encourage and inspire, I've made a commitment and I'm sticking to it. Just even to make videos for 31 days. That's a big commitment, but the rest of it I'm doing as well. Organizing my life, I took the time to find something better for myself that'll be more convenient. I'm going to have to physically move the stuff. I'm going to have to get rid of stuff. I have a washer and dryer that I need to get rid of. And when I put it in there, I had a truck. When I moved it before, I had a car, the same car. And I'm going to put it in my car, and I'm going to get rid of it. Actually, full disclosure, I'm giving the stuff away. I'm giving most of my... See, when I'm online and I'm talking to people, it's like, okay, well, how much did you share, right? That's the truth, is that I'm giving most of my belongings away. I'm keeping enough that will fit in my car. That's full disclosure. That's what I'm trying to do. Not trying to do, but that's what I'm doing. And so I was trying to do it. I was working at it, and I would take my stuff. Ooh, this is the story. Okay. Full disclosure, I take the stuff to the Walmart parking lot and just sit it out in the parking lot. So I have 3 flat screen TVs, pretty much new. All of them still have the boxes. So I put one in the parking lot already. I had an exercise machine, stuff, brand new, what do you call it, flatware, dishes, and all kind of stuff, right? But I am getting rid of this stuff. And so I didn't want to give it to I put a microwave in the parking lot, like new, like a few months old. A toaster oven. And so I didn't want to give the stuff to the Goodwill, because I am a thrifter. But you go in there and you buy. I didn't want somebody to have to buy something. I wanted to, and I don't know anybody to give it to. I wish that I could have furnished someone's apartment for them. You know, I asked the lady that did the video for my online class. I asked her because she's young. I asked her if she knew anybody that needed anything, but she didn't. Because I could have. I mean, I have a bed, probably the best bed I've ever owned in my life. It's some kind of foam mattress, and then I have like this feather bed pillow top that you put. That one of the best beds I've ever owned in my life. And I went and washed the pillow top thing. So that's, and my intention is that as I put the stuff out, is to put it out as groups. Like when I put the bed out, yeah, I'm gonna put a bed out somewhere. Well, it's just a twin bed. When I put it out, to put it out with all the sheets and the comforter and stuff. So it's a whole. So when somebody gets something, they're getting something that they can use, and so that's what I'm doing. So I'm not just pulling stuff out and getting rid of it. Like there's these dishes, but I don't know where the glasses are. So I can't just take the dishes out. I have to wait and find the glasses too. So, and then I got the dog and being inside the storage room. And one day, you know, because it's an interior facility. And one day he was whining or bark something, and somebody was, you know, people. So that's what I'm saying, that when I found a new place, I knew it was the right thing for me, because I don't have to worry about accommodating the dog. Everything is outside, so he can sit there in the car and look at me, you know. And look, you guys, I tell you, grateful for small pleasures. At the dollar store, you know, they have stuff for $5 now. So I went in there the other night and I kept buying stuff. I'd buy something, then I go back and buy something else and buy something else, you know. And one of the last trips that I went back down the aisles and bought something was a $5 pillow. Probably one of the best things I ever did, because this dog is, I hate when I refer to him as a dog, because he really is a little fur person. He's my baby. And one of the last things I bought was a pillow. And I said, because I had just bought him a blanket for his, he you know, he's in the crate, but it's a wire, and it's a pretty blue. It's a pretty shade of blue. And so he's in there. He can't, you know, in the car, he'll run around the car. He's a whole thing. You buy him a toy, he's looking at how to dismantle it. He is looking at how to tear. I bought one of those. It's a little ball. It's looks like a ball of yarn or something. Boy, in minutes he had torn that thing apart. He's something else. But like I told the lady in the store, if he was any different, I think I might be bored with him. So yeah, he's had all kind of fancy beds. He had a fancy bed that you could even plug it in. It had a, you know, thing to heat it up, and he's like the kid is hard on shoes and stuff. He's hard on stuff. You give him something with it, he's gonna tear the tag off. He looks for how to dismantle something. That's what he does. That's who he is. So, but because the seasons are changing, and I bought this little pillow for him, and that's a part of why he's quiet. He likes this pillow. It even looks like the same first bed that he started out with. It's like the same. It's really plush. It's really nice, but it was $5, and it fits perfectly in his little cage, and that way, because he stands up when I'm driving, and he's sliding. It's a whole thing. So this one thing, this $5 purchase, made things so much better for me and him, and he just loves it. So he's just sitting back there, just quiet, sitting on his pillow. But at the same time, too, like I said, he's a good one, in that he realized, okay, she's really doing this every day. Let me stop. You know, his intentions. If he was the demon dog, he could not be with me. He's a good one. He's a good one. The earrings that I told you guys about that I bought, that I hadn't, it's like more than 20 years I was wearing the same pair of earrings, and so I finally got a new pair of earrings, and it was in between my seat and his cage. It's not a big earring, And he was doing that with his hand. I say hand. Yes, I say hand. And it was my earring, the new earring. I probably would not have seen it. I probably would not have seen it. And this was like I hadn't even had him for a month or something. So he's a good one. He is a good one. And he's fought off some bad guys. Not literally, but he knows when you're bad. And one day we were sitting in the car, and this guy was young guy was coming towards the car. You know the young ones, right? He was coming towards the car, and I didn't see him. And then he asked something, if I had something, but you can tell he was up to no good, because the question what he asked, he was up to no good. He was up to no good, and my little guy, he was barking, and he has the bark that means with the bass in his voice, that means get out of here. So yeah, I'm happy. And the last couple of years have been kind of rough. I've been alone most of my life. I was married for 30 minutes. My mother and father, they've been gone for years, and I stopped celebrating holidays years ago when I left home, because shoot, I used to cook and everything for Thanksgiving. I used to have people over and everything. But the last year I did it when my friend that I'd had for more than 20 years, when she wanted to bring her ex-husband over, I was like, nah, that's just too much. It started, I realized that it was more of a chore than it was a pleasure, in that I was always late. I was always not dressed when the people got there, and it was just more of a challenge than it was the pleasure of the celebration. So I stopped doing that years ago. And yeah, the last couple of years they've been hard on me, and so I'm not the person you would think would have gotten a dog, because I'm afraid of dogs, okay, to say the least. And but I got a dog, so, and I'm grateful. He's something else, and he what do you say, keeps me, look at him, he's on that little pillow. He keeps me on my toes, but I think if he was the nice little dog that just sat and looked at you, I might think he was boring. So anyhow, I know this video is gonna upload with no trouble, no problems. But I'm here, and again, my intention is to encourage and inspire. And you may not be clearing out a storage room. You may not be. Our lives may be very different, but just like how I look to everything to learn something from it. What I say, you can learn something from anybody. I hope you can get something out of what I'm saying, to be encouraged to do whatever you need to do, whatever changes you need to make. And I'm happy. I'm happy that no matter how I feel, no matter what's going on, that I do this. And I tell you, I say again, on the other side, it's something great. I know it. Before this 31 days is over, something great is on the other side of making these videos every day. And I just love looking at this picture. I'm telling you, I'm sitting here with the light on and the little mask behind it. And I'm happy. I'm pleased. I'm pleased. When you do something, you go, oh, I wish I had. No. It's not a production. It's not fancy. It's me sitting here with the mask behind the card. But I'm pleased. I'm pleased. This is what I'm sharing with the world. You in Zimbabwe. This is what I got. And the message is, if I can do this, you can do whatever it is you're trying to do. And you shall. So patience with yourself, grace. Difficulties will come for sure. Keep going. Tomorrow's another day. Get some rest. I'm telling you, get some rest. Sometimes you just got to go to sleep. And you have to, when you know you have to do something that's challenging, you got to go to sleep. You got to go to sleep. You got to take a nap and get ready for it. You can't do everything. How do you say you can't do everything on an empty stomach? You just can't. That's not wisdom. So, anyhow, I love you. Thank you for being here. And yeah, that was the thing I saw today. Was it says 16% of your viewers are in the U.S. That's crazy. That's crazy. I said I was international. Okay, I'm going to give you a tidbit before I go. You know, I lived in Mexico for I don't know how many years. So, yeah, I consider myself an international woman. Okay, that's it for me. Love you guys. And take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. And make decisions that you can live with. Make decisions that you can live with. The fact that I lost my parents when I was so young, the fact that I've seen people die on the job, from they had heart trouble, or one friend, she had problems with her pregnancy. I've had a lot of loss in my life, and it really taught me to live with intention. Do things that you can live with. Do things that you can live with. Have relationships with people that you can live with. My brothers, every time I talk to them, I tell them when I hang up, I say I love you. Every person that is close to me. So do things that you can live with. Make decisions that you can live with. It may not be something that you want to do. Some people have to leave your life. Some people are just no good for you. Some people don't encourage you to do anything. Some people, everybody has a role to play, just like in your family. I'm the only girl. And so that looks different with two older brothers, and especially the type of occupations that they've had. They're certain kind of guys, right? So, yeah, I'm sorry. This man was just going by with a cart and some bags, and you what do they say? When you think you're going through something, there's always somebody that is doing worse off. This man wishes that he had my situation, right? With his cart and his bags. So it can always be worse, you guys. It can always be worse. But yeah, make decisions that you can live with. It like I was saying about like family dynamics. Like everybody has the role in the family. The person that fixes everything, the person that is the problem solver, whatever. And so in relationships, sometimes where you're not doing great, people they're okay with that. They might be your friend or whatever, and they stand by you, but they might be comfortable with you being in that position because they may not be comfortable with you being in a better position. So yeah, just some people you have to. I didn't talk to my brothers when my mother passed. I didn't talk to my brothers for 10 years, and within that 10 years, do you know that I found out years later that me and my oldest brother, we graduated from college. We were at the same graduation. But because we were in different schools, one is business and one is this and that, we got different degrees. We were in different areas. We weren't at the same ceremony. But we graduated. We were at the same graduation. We were at the same university graduating on the same day. So, anyhow, make decisions that you can live with and know that it can always be worse. When people say, "How are you doing?" sometimes I say it can be better and it can be worse. But look for somebody. I don't care how bad your situation is. Just look around, and there's somebody doing worse than you are, that are worse off than you are. So I'm not going to keep you. I love you. And just that little bit, take that with you. Take it with you. I don't care how much money you're making. I don't care if you live in, you know, up there or down there or over there. Make decisions that you can live with, because nobody's going to be here forever. And when they're long gone, you need to know that you did whatever, you know, whether it be the person in the store and you were in there cutting up. You know, I've seen people in the store cut up, just like say all kind of crazy stuff to the cashier, and they have like their teenage kid with them, like maybe 10 years old or something, 12 years old. That's why the kids act up in school, cause you know what I mean. They're like, oh, okay, well, this is how you're supposed to act. So, yeah, make decisions that you can live with. Make decisions that you can live with, and know that somebody always has it worse off than you do. Yeah, those two things. That's what I give you for the day. And I love my little picture. I am Shella D. Bridgman, signing off for the evening. I love you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.